Hi, I'm Jenny from Gigi's Picnic Basket, and you're watching Good Day Paris.
Hi, and good afternoon, and welcome to Good Day Paris. We're your hosts, Terry Keel and
Angie Gallimore Dodd.
That's a little bit different, Angie.
Yes.
So something's a tad off there. You want to share what that's all about with us?
Why, yes, I do actually. I just remarried my husband, Vince Dodd, January 28th. And did you know that we were sweethearts 30 years ago?
Well, I had heard that at one point.
Yes.
And he is such a wonderful guy.
He is. He's wonderful. Everybody in town knows that he is. All the good things he does. He's so talented.
He is talented, and that
Musician
man can sing.
Yes, he can.
He can sing. I was so impressed.
Yeah. He's good
Well,
looking too.
congratulations. Really, from all of us, congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to hear it.
And so today we have a wonderful day planned. We are focusing February with the women of Paris, Henry County, and West Tennessee. And our discussion today is with our special guest, Jackie Jones, and our musical guest tonight, and some more great discussion, is with Dan Knowles.
That's right. And you know, Janice Lynn Yeomans was going to be here tonight.
Yes.
And all the goats decided to be born tonight. So she's in a barn, probably freezing, and delivering a bunch of goats.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wish I could be there with her. I think that'd really be a cool thing, to be a part of.
I agree. I think it's funny. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't come because I'm delivering goats. I like it. It's funny.
I know. It almost, anywhere else that would sound like some kind of a, excuse.
Yeah, but not
here,
in Henry County.
Not in Paris, not in Henry County.
When it's time for the goats, we're going to deliver them.
When they're going to come, they're going to come. So this is really exciting, Angie, because Jackie, our guest today, is a wonderful Henry County native, and Dan Knowles, is an amazing musician, but he's also an excellent sculptor and painter.
Yes.
So it's really going to be an exciting day today. There's a lot to talk about, and both of these people are just amazing folks. So I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, me too. And then last week's show was so awesome. Yes. We had Jessie Goolish.
Yes.
And Candace Farmer.
Yes.
And we were talking about, we'd gone through the whole month discussing New Year, New You, and we had focused on health and beauty and different things. Improvements, and we were focusing last week on spiritual health. Spiritual growth, and so that was a really great night with them. I loved it, and they were sharing their testimonies of what they do in their own ways here in Paris and Henry County, but also their habits of the things that they do to grow spiritually and stay spiritually healthy. So it was good stuff. If you want to go back and watch it. If you missed it, then you can find it in other episodes on www.gooddayparis.com. And while you're there, hit the like and subscribe button for us.
Right. Yes, please do. We appreciate that very much.
Yes.
So, what else is new? I know that your son just had a birthday.
He did, yes. And he turned 12, Parker.
Hard to believe they grow so fast.
I know. He's a wonderful little guy. But I just wanted to share a little bit about our story.
Yes, please do.
And because I didn't realize until today that even my best friend didn't really know our story.
Really?
So I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard about Parker. I've put a little bit about it on Facebook before, you know, when he's had birthdays. But whenever I had Abigail, we tried for a while to have more kids, and for I guess about 9 years actually, and never could have more children. And Dr. Kimberlin took me in, did a procedure, and found out that my tubes were completely blocked.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't have any more children. And so I was praying, trying to, you know, figure out what direction I was supposed to go. We were supposed to go as a family, and we knew that we needed to, we felt like we wanted to adopt.
Right.
And so we were praying about that, but I hadn't done anything to move towards it. And one of my other really great friends, Nikki Herod, called me that night, and called me one night, and she said, Angie, you need to sit down for this. And I was like, okay. So I did. I sat down, and she said, there is a baby that's going to be born.
Oh, wow.
And
just like that.
Yeah, the mom has decided to place him for adoption, and he's going to be born in a week.
A week.
1
Hello.
week. And so I'm not really the greatest at keeping my house picked up and all that good stuff. I have other things I'd rather do, really. And so we stay busy, but we got the house picked up, a home study done, all the things that you have to do to be prepared to adopt, the background check, all the stuff.
Wow, in a week.
Well, and we found out it was actually 2 weeks. But,
oh, good.
So, but let me back up just a little bit. When she said there's a baby that's going to be born, she said, here's the number of the person that you call to find out about it. And so I put the number in my phone, and Cheryl Connor's name popped up with Tomorrow's Hope Pregnancy Care Center.
Nice, wonderful.
And I was like, oh my word, I know Cheryl. What in the world is she doing, you know, handling this? So I called the number, and she said, y'all just need to give us a profile, and we'll show his mom, and she'll decide, you know, whether or not you'll be his parents. And so we did that. And then after that, I got to meet her, and I went to a doctor's appointment with her. She's a precious girl. And she let me be in there when he was born, let me cut the cord.
Oh, my goodness.
It was just really great. We stayed the night with them in the hospital, and then went home the next day.
Wow.
And so it was just a real blessing.
And
a
here
cool
we are
story.
12 years later.
Yeah, 12 years later. Yeah.
You know,
So-
adoption is such a beautiful option.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes, it
and I
is.
wish everybody would choose it, you know, because we really need those little youngins. But
Yeah. Well, I'm glad his mom did.
I am too. He's adorable.
Yes, he is. He's great. And you know, I wanted to share that because it's not like National Adoption Month or anything, but
Right.
that's like in November, I think. But as far as women are concerned, you know,
Right.
that was a great gift that she gave,
Yes.
carrying her little boy, and then us being able to adopt him. And
Yes.
so it's just another thing about women in Paris and Henry County. You know, this is a great ministry
It
that
is.
goes on with Tomorrow's Hope. And
It
they're
is.
ministering to the moms, the dads, the children. They cover, you know, the whole family.
Yes.
But it is a great group of women and men that are ministering to other women in
wonderful.
Henry County, you know, in the
That's
middle of a
wonderful.
hard situation, and letting them realize they have support to get through it. So
That's right. And
Yeah.
that's so important. That's epic in a situation like that, to stand behind the person. But the joy of you being there, and that moment being yours, you
Yes.
know, I think that's really precious. And thank God she allowed that, you know, because
Oh, yeah.
I would think a few people would, but, you know, that's a beautiful thing, really a beautiful thing.
yes,
Gosh,
So-
well, thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome.
You have
And-
a lot of news this week.
yeah, a lot of things happened. I know. And we
Oh,
went
that's
from
good.
December with Abigail turning 21 and my parents
Gosh.
having a 50th wedding
I know
anniversary
it.
on top of Christmas and New Year's and then all this. Yeah, it's been great. But you went on a trip also.
I did, and I just got back. It was absolutely amazing to be in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., and we took a tour of the Capitol building, which was just awesome, and lots of information that I knew a little bit about, but then I was able to get a lot more information, and having dinner on the Hill.
Yeah.
And having, I can't talk about a lot of it, but there was a lot of wonderful evenings with amazing food and all of that. And you would be so proud of me, Ange.
Okay.
I ended up losing weight.
That is wonderful.
Because everybody knows I'm on a diet, and now I'm officially down 20 full pounds, and I am so happy. I actually went to Washington, D.C., and lost weight after having lamb and fish and steaks, and oh my goodness, the food was amazing, and it was just a really fun time.
Good.
We got more than what we had hoped for, so much more than what we had hoped for, and I met a lot of people. So it was a really good time.
Well, good. All right.
And I lost weight.
Yay! Well, let me tell us a little bit about Dan Knowles.
Yeah.
So
Dan is amazing,
yes,
and
he
I'm so glad
is.
he's here with us tonight. We're gonna open our evening, with Dan.
Yes.
And so you have a little bio you can read for us.
I do.
Okay.
So many people know Dan Knowles, and if you didn't know, he's not a woman here on our Women's Focus, but he's amazing, and we wanted to have him on here anyway. And we had actually, he and Kevin, the producer, had planned this for quite a while, and so when the first chance we got, we went ahead and got him on here. So he has won all kinds of awards.
He has.
Yes, 2003 National Old Time Banjo Championship and 8 Tennessee State Old Time Banjo Champion awards, and that's the most anyone has ever won of that award. So that is amazing, and lots of regional awards on top of that. And he's even played on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
I know it.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
He had a minor hit. He says it was a minor hit in France. The song went to number 4
That's
on their
not minor.
Billboard. No, if it goes to number 4, it's definitely not minor.
No, it was up there.
Yeah, and that was on their country charts in 1998 with Dogwoods and Dixie.
Yeah.
And then he spent 25 years doing performances on different river boats on the river. And so we're gonna hear a little bit more about all of that. And then he also builds instruments.
Yes, he does. Yes. I mean,
banjos,
homemade,
guitars,
reimagined. He's amazing.
Right, mandolins and dulcimers.
Yeah.
And he has instruments all over the world.
I know it.
UK, Canada, Japan, France, Australia. And he also is an artiste. He's been doing artwork since childhood and has paintings in homes worldwide, but also you can go all over the court square and see contributions that he's made towards the murals downtown. And if you're watching this and don't live in Henry County, you need to come to Paris anyway and see all of the murals. But
yeah, his head is getting big.
I'm really enjoying
I don't even know
this.
if we're going to be able to get him out the door.
I like all these things.
I know.
to
I'm so
share.
impressed, really. Dan is amazing, and he's my neighbor. Ha ha ha.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
So on top of all of that, without further ado, he has to live up to all this now. No pressure, Dan.
He can do it.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. In Dixie's land, where I was born in, early on one frosty morning. Look away, look away, stand to live, to die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Way down south in the land of traders, rattlesnakes and alligators. Run away, right away, come away, right away. Where Compton's king and the men are chattel, Union boys will win the battles. Run away, right away, come away, right away. We'll all go down to Dixie. Away, away, each Dixie boy must understand he must obey his Uncle Sam. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome, Dan. I love that song. I just have to say one thing. Dan had given us some of his CDs when we first moved in, and there was nothing more special than having those CDs playing on the back porch through the whole neighborhood.
Yes.
Through that beautiful summer that we had, and we just played them and played them and played them until finally I said, we've got to get some new ones. So we brought over more.
There you go.
And then the next year we did the same thing. So we just love that music. It's really very refreshing, and you don't hear a lot of that played, that much, even on the radio that much, so there's a lot of country songs and stuff, but you just love that old kind of bicentennial stuff,
Good stuff.
So, but anyway, we have with us tonight Jackie Jones, our only lady commissioner.
No, we have two more now.
You have two more
we
now?
Have.
What?
We're the majority now, yes.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yes.
Now, what I have bad information. I had Sam Tharp and John Etheridge.
That's right.
And now we have two more.
We have Kathy Ray and we have Vicki Roberts.
Oh,
There are
I
five
see.
of us now.
Okay, all right. So they're also city commissioners.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, my bad. I thought
we
Kathy was just that she was our mayor. So
Well,
that
actually, we're all commissioners.
Oh,
But within the
okay.
commission, we have a mayor and a vice mayor.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So that's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah. And we commissioners choose the mayor and the vice mayor.
Okay.
So.
You're like a board.
That's right. We are a board. We are. Yeah, we went from I was the first female city commissioner.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 females, so we're the majority. So.
Okay, I just didn't
That is
understand how it
so
worked.
great.
How
Right,
wonderful.
right. It
And
is.
congratulations for being a first.
Well, thank you very much.
So what caused you to decide to get into being a commissioner?
I know, to be in
You were
politics.
retired.
I know, I've done it 3 times. I'm good at retiring. I just can't stay retired. I have had just interesting careers, and I feel like all of them have provided me with skills and things that I could share with this community. I was born in Paris, I grew up in Paris, but I left, went off to college, and was gone a long time, and in all these careers I had, I always thought about Paris, how Paris did things, and I also felt like that I was gaining information that someday I could come back and share with Paris, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
Right. That's excellent. Well, tell us a little bit about what you do as a commissioner.
Well, we do not do day-to-day operations. I mean,
Okay.
we're in charge of finance and codes and bylaws, and that framework is what we deal with. We meet once a month. We've just met tonight, and tonight we heard a big report on our audit to make sure financially we're sound, and we are. We're in very good shape in the city.
Good.
So we are elected by the voters, and we just take care of the city. But we count on. We have the form of government where we have a city manager that does day-by-day operations, and so we look to her, Kim Foster, who is absolutely wonderful.
Oh, she is
to take care of business. Yeah.
She's very wonderful. I had the pleasure of meeting her over the holidays, and getting to know her a little bit better. But yes, she is doing a wonderful job.
She is. She is.
So how does it work then? You all meet monthly, you said.
That's correct.
Do you have other meetings, like committees that you all
Yes.
are on separately?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, I'm also on the Planning Commission.
Okay.
And we look at when you apply for a permit to build, or you want to do some renovation to your home or whatever. We're the ones that make sure that it's meeting code. Really, all the commissioners serve on 1, 2, or 3 other entities in town. Most of it is groups that we give money to, that we include in our budget, so we sit on their boards. So we do a lot of events, a lot of ribbon cuttings, a lot of shaking hands, and just being the ambassadors for Paris. And again, we are elected, so we always want to hear what the public has to say to us.
Yes.
That's how we know what we need to do.
Yes.
That's true. And so where you're located, I saw was right there by the police station, in the front of the police station.
Right,
the
that's where
100
City Hall is.
Is that called 100 Caldwell Street?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. And do you actually have when you do go, is there an office there that
No.
you have there? No,
No,
so,
not for
okay.
us. No.
All
No.
right. So the other folks do, because I know Kim is there.
That's
and
right.
I know
yeah.
Kathy Ray is
Right.
there.
The day-to-day operations people
Are all there.
on site. Yes.
Okay, that's where
The
they
fire department's also there, and
Right.
the police department too.
I
They're all
know.
in that building.
I know. It seems, well, that's really perfect to have everybody all together like that.
Oh
But,
yeah.
I guess, and they've just recently done all those renovations, and I'm so glad they did with that back area where everybody
isn't that
parks.
wonderful?
It
The
was.
cars.
It was necessary.
It was necessary.
It was very needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So was there something that caused you to decide that you wanted to become involved in being a commissioner? Was there like how would I say it, something you were passionate about, a difference that you wanted to make?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I didn't come into this position with any kind of agenda. I just
Right.
wanted to come and share what I had learned. And actually, one of the commissioners and the city manager at that time came to me, and I'd been here back in Paris about 2 years. And they said, we have a position that's coming open on the position on the commission. One of the men that's just been elected is being transferred with his job. So we'll need somebody to fill that term. Have you ever thought about doing something like that? And I said, well, not really, but let's talk about it. So we
Right.
did.
Yeah.
And they said, well, it'll have to be an interview situation. So I interviewed for it, and that's when I was chosen to be
Okay.
the city commissioner.
And then,
Then I've run for office 2 times after that. and won.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And if other people are interested in being involved, not as a commissioner, but just more involved in what you all do, volunteering, helping out,
Oh, yes.
what would they do?
Just talk to any of us commissioners or Kim Foster or anyone. Let us know. We're always looking for citizens to be on boards and committees. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good to know.
That's right.
Yeah, I can actually say I never really understood how it all worked, but I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's a lot of people that
That's
really
true.
don't understand how it all works,
3 years ago, we did a Citizens Government Academy, and we had about 25 people that came through that course, and we tried to show them every aspect of what city government's all about. And the reason we did it was because we commissioners are stopped when we're out and about and ask questions, and people have issues and concerns. But by having this group, this citizens group, they became our voice too. Because they could be talking to someone, and a person would say, well, what's that building that's going on in Wood Street? And they go, well, I can tell you. So they learned a lot, and we'll be doing that again. We don't have an exact date,
Oh,
but
great.
we will be doing that again.
Well, we would love to
Yeah.
share
All
whenever
right.
you do that.
We,
We would
I
love to
hope
put
you'll
that
all
out
be
there.
in it. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
you can learn a lot.
Yes, I definitely would love that.
That's good.
I am trying to, since I'm the newest transplant to Paris, but so proud of this little city. I mean, it is really, really something. We have so much talent and so many wonderful people here.
That's right.
And it's good to see women in in these positions too
It
as well.
is.
Not that I have any issue one way or the other,
Right.
but it's just good to see that because, everybody is really working hard and diligently to make Paris a better place,
That's
and your
right.
county. And that's really what it's all about. We've been talking about bringing a lot of people on that have contributed to what's happening here in Paris, and it's impressive.
It absolutely is.
A lot of hard
People
work.
are proud of Paris.
They are.
When you drive around our downtown and look at all the businesses, and one of the reports we had tonight was a Main Street annual report. We only have 12 buildings in over 100 in this downtown that are empty, and that's amazing. Because you go into cities around us,
Right.
and these buildings are either empty or torn down, or they need to be. But
Right.
we have a wonderful downtown.
Yes,
We do. And I see a lot of work being done right there at the old area where Moons was. Can you tell us anything about that?
Where Moons was.
The Moons Jewelers?
Oh, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I know they're working on that, and I know they'll be working on the bakery that was next door.
Right.
And so, there's going to be some new business in there soon, I'm sure.
A lot of revamping going on downtown. A lot of revamping. And I think once that's all done, then there's only going to be a very few empty buildings
That's
at all.
correct. That is correct.
And I don't think it'll take long to fill those up either.
I think it's just amazing what's happened to Brewer Street
Yes.
and Poplar. And there was a time when if you wanted someplace to park, you'd go on those streets. Now you cannot find a place to park.
Right.
Right. That's very true.
Well, what about other women that are interested but just not sure about getting into city government or anything like that? Do you have some words of wisdom, like how to prepare for the
Any aspiring
future?
words?
I really do. I think that women should never be afraid to try for a job or be on a committee or anything that they want to do because they're female. I can see a big difference in the last 10 years on the women that want to be involved, and women have so much to bring to committees and to whatever it is they want to do. Don't hesitate because you're female. And I would also give them the advice they need to learn to listen. And that's the first thing I learned as a commissioner. The commissioners told me, you don't have to do the talking. Let people tell you, and then you react to that. So, and that's really been important too. That's one of the things that I guess if you say your legacy, I want that to be part of mine. She was a good listener. Because you can't do anything about it if you don't listen to what somebody's saying. And also, I just think that women have so many talents, like I think women are known for their tenacity.
Yes.
I've been on many, many boards and committees, and women are there to get the job done, and they do. Women can multitask, and they do work at home, and they work in a business place too. So women have so many qualities that they can bring to government or just industry. I was looking the other day. Did you know that in Tennessee now we have 20 women that are in the Tennessee state legislature?
No.
Yeah, and in
That's
Washington,
wonderful.
in the U.S. House, there's 124.
Yeah.
So, they're catching on. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's good.
I know it. They seem to know how to get to that bottom line
That's
and make it
right.
happen.
That's right. That's right.
What is something that you can share that you're just really proud of?
My strength is quality of life issues, and I am so proud of the parks, especially Eiffel Tower Park.
Yes.
That has been done mostly by the use of grants, and the city's wonderful about using grants so that we don't have to pay for it.
Right.
And they're always on top of finding those grants, because if we don't get them, some other town is. So,
Yes.
so I'm proud of quality of life. We're making headway into our economic development. We
Right.
have some property that's going to be developed into an industrial park. So those are the things that make me proud.
Yes, we've got the electric plug-in down there.
That is
now.
correct.
Right?
We just had a huge ceremony a week or so ago for that. That was amazing.
It
Wow.
is amazing because that's saying something. These other little cities, not that I have anything against any of the other little cities, but we have that.
That's right.
And that's something to say. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Paris and the people that have been the voice and the like you said, tenacity behind it to
Right.
make that happen. I don't know, is there one there and they'll put more in the future? Is it just one plug-in?
Oh, there
per-
are, well,
or-
2 stations,
Two
but
stations.
4, you can charge 4 cars.
Okay. Do you happen to have a car that you plug in?
I do not.
No, I don't either. So I don't really know how that works.
I would someday get one, but I don't have one right now.
Yeah, no, I'm still in the gas hog.
Right. But you know, choosing that for a site for those charging stations was really genius because
was.
people come to Eiffel Tower Park.
They sure do.
Did you know that there are people that actually plan vacations on going around the United States just to go to towns that are named Paris that have an Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
And they go have their
that.
pictures made?
Yes.
Well, I drive through there often, and when I can usually tell when they're out of towners, and so I'll just stop and get out and say, let me take your picture with the group. And they love that. So while their car is charging, they can go to the splash pad, they can go to the pool, they can go to the fitness area we have there, or just sit on a bench or get pictures made. So it's a perfect place for the charging station.
Is that a pickleball place?
It is a pickleball place.
Well, there you have it. We have pickleball.
Yes, we do.
We were one of the first in the area to have
Yes,
pickleball. That is growing so fast. We're
It
already
is.
looking at maybe having to build some more. So
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I have to learn how to play it first.
well, that's true.
Have you
Me
played
too.
it?
I have not. I've watched it.
I haven't even watched it
I was
yet,
the
so-
cheerleader.
Oh, you were?
There
Well,
you go.
I'll get there. You know, I'm a little behind the time.
So what kind of, I'm going to show my ignorance here. I guess I'm asking lots of questions.
Go ahead.
So, but as far as charging a vehicle, what kind of electric vehicle can be charged there? Any of them? Are they all compatible? How does that work?
I really don't know. I know
would
that
have to say
Revion was the group that was there, and their
Okay.
vehicles were just amazing. There was a picture of me and the PI very intently looking at the dash on one. I didn't mean to have that expression on my face, but I was actually talking, saying, "Wow, look at that!" But
Yeah.
they're impressive, and I enjoy that. You can tell by that.
Yes. Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is next in store for you? What's going on with you next?
Oh, I don't know. I've got 2 more years to serve as a city
Yay.
commissioner.
Okay.
And that will be 9.5 years that I've been doing this.
Wow.
And I don't know. My son has an expression that it describes me. He says that I have led a life of reinventing myself because I've had several careers.
That's wonderful.
And so I don't know. There's always something down the road that I want to do. So.
Right.
Like
But I
write
always,
a book?
I could definitely write a book. Yeah, I've been a teacher. I've been a public relations director for a school district. I've been an adult education director for Girl Scouts of Kentuckiana.
Wow.
And I've been a marketing director for an airport. So
Good
you put all that
heavens.
together, and that's what I've been doing.
Speaking of airports,
Yes.
is there ever any hope that we're going to get something a little closer than Nashville? Is anything being looked at?
Well, are you talking about commercial service?
Yes,
Yeah.
for commercial service.
Probably not.
Really?
The airline industry has changed so much.
It has.
Way back when George Bush Sr. was in office, he predicted that the day would come when there would be only 3 major airlines, and that's kind of what we're going to because
is,
the
isn't
majors are buying out the smaller ones
Yeah.
because it's a difficult business because the airlines only make money when the plane's in the air, so that's why you're having to do all these connections now. And I need to come back and talk about airports sometime because that was a very fascinating career. I did that for about 9 years, and when it was good, it was really good, and when it wasn't good, it really wasn't good. But
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe have a
Yeah, we'll have
segment
you
on
back.
travel.
That's
and-
right.
As we get closer to spring break or the summer or whatever, all things travel.
that's true.
Oh, that is so true. And
Yeah.
so I think
So your son, tell me again how he put that about.
He said, I've had a life of reinventing myself.
Yeah, so
Reinventing
reinventing yourself.
Yes.
Describe kind of, has that just happened by accident
Yes.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always been just open to, well, let's try it. I mean, if it doesn't work. But when I was asked to be the marketing director for the airport, the manager called me about the job. It was open. And I said, oh, I said, now I can market anything, but I don't know anything about airlines, airport. He said, you'll learn. And you do, yeah.
And you do.
Did you have any education in marketing specifically, or
Not-
you just
not-
kind of knew
well,
what
I-
needed to be done?
My degrees are in communications and customer service type things and all that.
Okay.
But no, it's just, I'd been there at the airport a month, and he sent me to a national conference. And I said, okay, before I go though, give me an hour every day and let's talk airport so that I'll sound like I know what I'm talking about, whether I do
Very
or not.
good.
So in between sessions, I'd call him and say, now what does this mean? So it was a steep learning curve.
That's that tenacity
But
That's right.
popping up.
And tell me, were you afraid?
no.
You're not afraid. I'm scared. I'm afraid, but I just push on anyway and act like I'm not. So that's why I asked that. Sometimes I'm scared, I'll just tell you. But that's awesome though. If you weren't afraid, that's great.
No,
Yeah.
just got to try it, see if you like it.
Well, good.
And the other thing I really love, Jackie, about you is you're just so kind, and you just keep moving forward, and you do keep reinventing yourself, and you do keep showing up. I mean, that is such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
You're a real,
Thank you.
blessing to so many
Well,
other
thank
women
you.
because you're an inspiration to us.
Yeah, I met you early on when you
Yes.
first moved here, and
Yes.
we were downtown at the events
Yes,
in October.
Yeah, the musical events on the square. That was really wonderful.
It is.
That was a wonderful thing. Did the commissioners put that on as
No,
well?
that's
or-
part of the Downtown Paris Association.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
different then. Okay, yeah, I'm still learning how all that works. And
Right.
yeah, I would really love to be a part of it, and however I can.
Sure.
I'm going
We'd
to be
love
coming to
it.
see you.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
Because I mean, we love doing Good Day Paris and bringing attention to our city and to Henry County.
Wonderful.
And we would love to see this be like a, Nashville West kind of. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
so much talent here.
We absolutely do.
It is amazing. I have just been so impressed with the people downtown at those on the square, the singing and all
Exactly.
that.
And-
I'm just amazed.
Don't forget, in the summer, we have those evening at the park, at Eiffel
Yes,
Tower Park.
I know
Yes.
it. I couldn't make it this last year because I was busy working and doing some things, but next year, definitely, I'm hoping to get out a little bit more. Things are
wonderful.
kind of calming down.
have
Not
huge-
really, but
We have
kind
huge
of.
crowds that
Yes,
come.
I
and
saw
they
that.
love
It was always in the PI, and it was very impressive.
Exactly.
I know, and the vendors go down there, and I mean, it's really a great way to get everybody connected, and so much for people with families, that kind of thing,
Good.
something to do, you
Yeah.
know. But
So
yeah,
what's coming up then? What are some things that you all are working
Well,
on right now?
Dan and I are all involved in the bicentennial.
Yay.
And Dan will be performing this coming Saturday night at the right here in this building, and 7 o'clock. You can buy tickets at the door. We started the bicentennial celebration a year ago, November. That's when the county was founded, and we've tried to have at least one activity every month, and we're going to go all the way to September of this year, and that's when the city was founded. So after Dan, the next month, well, actually, I'll be in April. We're going to have a quilt show, and
nice.
we're going to have a scavenger hunt, an unusual kind. More details on that later. And so we're just still working on bicentennial right now. That's the big thing I'm involved in.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
It
That's
is.
going to be a lot of fun. I
It
hope
is.
everybody participates in that.
We
so.
want to have a grand finale, and it'll be September the 30th, and we're still hoping people will let us know what they want it to be. A parade, a beard growing contest. What do you want it to be?
That's a great idea.
Let us hear from you.
Okay.
So-
Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
being
Well,
here
thank
tonight.
you for
This
inviting
is
me.
Great, yeah. Just stay
Yes.
here with us because
Okay.
we'll be coming back to all this. But I guess we're going to have Dan Knowles, and he's going to do another song for us
Okay.
on a different instrument yet.
Thank you very much, Terry. By the way, Jackie, this is a song I wrote just for you. For our little town, It's just a little old town so full of history, 15 miles to the river, several hundred to the sea. 12,000 live beside her city limit signs, inside a state of millions with a state of mind. Well, every afternoon I go across the square where folks are blessed with the job of just sitting there. Oak trees frame a courthouse tall where nothing is so big it leaves you feeling so small. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. The post office, that's where my friend Danny tends a desk, along with Debbie and Peggy and David and all of the rest. Across the street is a park where a fountain plays cool, sweet Tennessee water don't leave you feeling like a fool. Now there's an ancient old school, it's just up the street from my graceful old home where I rest my feet. Oak trees frame a courthouse tall where nothing is so big it leaves you feeling so small. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. Friends drop by in evening's fading light, they laugh and they sing until late in the night. The children are playing right out in the streets. The better angels of tomorrow are so near our feet. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town.
That little town of Paris.
Thank you.
How wonderful. And we've got a video coming up, a promotional video for Dan. So let's roll it.
Oh, I wish I was.
One song, two voices. The Civil War as sung on both sides.
Are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, look away.
Many hundreds of songs were written for the war effort on both sides. All of these tunes were fair game for parody by their opponents.
Hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears the single star.
During this special multimedia event, we will be bringing together both versions of many of these classic melodies, along with hundreds of period photographs.
I wished I was on the other side of Jordan. So pull off your overcoat and roll up your sleeve. Jordan have a hard road to travel. Pull off your overcoat and roll up your sleeve. Jordan is a hard road to travel, I believe. I look to the west, I look to the east. I see no cat's mouth coming with 4 bay horses hitched up front.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yes, it was.
And so we're going to go ahead and let you talk a little bit about what is coming up with that show.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have a big time Saturday night. We've got, besides myself, we've got my good friend Eddie Coffey, who's going to be playing upright bass with us. We also, well, let me back this up.
Okay.
We've got to back up. So
Back
I'll
it up.
back up here.
Okay, back up. Don't go too far back.
Oh yeah, we've got all sorts of players that are going to be here that night to join me. A lot of these players are world-class players, known actually worldwide. we'll have Eddie Coffey, who's been playing bass with me for about 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
Who will be
That's
with
nice.
me on that night. We also have Scott Thiele. And Scott, you might remember, is the bass player from Nickel Creek, the original bass player with Nickel Creek, and the
nice.
father of probably the best mandolin player on the planet, a fellow named Chris Thiele.
Oh.
And who actually was raised up here in Murray, Kentucky.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And anyway, along with that, we'll have Kenny Snow, who is a multiple state mandolin champion.
Oh,
we'll have Josh Coffey, who is known throughout the Southeast for his great fiddle playing, his mandolin playing.
Oh, wow.
And he also teaches and runs a studio in Paducah called Time on the String. And then a fella who's like one of my children. I've known him since he's 12 years old, a fella named Tyler Andel.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Tyler is a multiple Grandmaster fiddle champion of the United States.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
also a Uncle Dave Macon national old time banjo champion. Just a few years ago. He didn't win it the same year I did. He's a little bit young to have won it the year I won it. But anyway, Tyler will be here with us, and then we'll be doing our multimedia presentation of the Civil War songs, One Song, Two Voices, which during the Civil War, I know I've told Jackie about this, but songs were written on both sides.
Yeah.
And almost immediately upon publication, these songs were volleyed back by the other side. Now, what we've done is probably the first time, even in academia, that I can find right yet, where it has been put together. And so we have a chance to compare and contrast some of these songs. And that's basically what it's going to be. The first half of the show will be us playing a lot of the music I've played on the rivers for the last 25 or so years.
Yes.
And we'll get a chance to really show out the guys. And then in the second portion, we'll have them with us too. Oh, you know, I forgot my most special person who's going to be here. I am so sorry if you're listening, Rhonda. Please forgive me.
I think she will.
My good friend Rhonda Stanton is going to join us too and come and play some piano and sing with us.
Oh, nice.
She's so
That's
talented.
Wonderful,
That
yes.
is
yes.
wonderful.
We did a Christmas album, probably 10 years ago. That Rhonda's one of my best friends around, and when I asked her, she said, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss that." So she's going to come and sing some stuff
nice.
with us, and
That's
that's
good.
just a treat for me.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Y'all ought to have Rhonda on here talking
she
about
That
what she's
is
doing.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, I suggest her right
We're
now.
making notes.
Yes.
But anyway, the second half will be the multimedia portion, where we
Yes.
have faces of people who actually experienced that time period that will play through the whole thing.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be wonderful. I love
It is.
history.
And all of this for only $10. What a bargain.
That's
That
what a
is a
deal.
bargain.
It
It
is.
is.
It
That's
is.
a-
Normally my tickets are $45
That's
a
right.
night, so
Yeah.
Wow.
we did a special one.
That
Now, I hope they don't believe all that.
Yes, we've got the image up, Dan. There we
poster.
go, and friends.
that poster
So-
was actually designed by Rhonda Stanton.
Oh, it was
was it?
designed by
Okay.
Rhonda. Okay, that's a wonderful poster.
Yes, it is.
I love it, and it's got Dan and Eddie there. That's wonderful, and all the information. So that's Saturday, February the 4th. That's
this weekend.
That's
Yes.
Saturday night.
That's Saturday
Yeah, that's
night.
Saturday night.
And don't be late either.
7 p.m. Paris Academy for the Arts right here,
Right
in
here.
this beautiful building.
That's right.
So yeah, I am definitely going to be here, and I hope everybody will show up and come out and support Dan and Eddie and his friends and get this bicentennial musical event a happening thing. You know,
Yes.
Right.
make it great.
Make it an annual thing that every
Yes.
bicentennial I'll come back and play a show.
It's just
you're
another
here.
example of the great things we do
That's
in
right.
Henry County. It is. It is.
Well, it can certainly be one of many to come. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be at the next one or
You
not,
won't-
but
I'm planning on being at the
well,
next.
I'll try.
Would that be a tricentennial?
What would that be? I don't know. 150 was Centennial.
So it would be a bisusqua and 250.
That's right.
Boy, this gets
Well, you
really
heard it here
strange.
first, okay? You heard that here first.
That's right.
So that's awesome, though. And so, Dan, tell us, you have so many talents, and I know about them all because going downtown when we first got here, it was like, oh, look, Dan did that, and Dan did that. Oh, there's Dan on the side of the wall, and oh, wow, Dan did that. And it was just like overwhelming almost. You are so talented. And
You mean you're not going to tell the story about when you called the fire department when you saw me roasting coffee out front?
no, was that me? Was that me? Did I do that? No, I was going to say, I don't think I did, but I almost did call once when I saw people in the tobacco barns, doing their tobacco. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, no, it's on fire. And,
That's
it
one
was
of the ways
the
they can
next
tell y'all
year.
ain't from
That's
around
right.
here.
I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
Don't
because
feel bad, I did that too when I
I'm
first came
serious.
here.
I thought it was on fire. And I'm dialing 911 and they're laughing at me. Where is that, ma'am? I'm like, oh, dear.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing like an obvious out-of-towner.
Tell us what you have in your hand here.
Yeah,
I
what
wanna
is
know
this?
about
This is probably something he made.
gorgeous.
And look at this. Oh, my
No,
goodness.
this is one of the banjos I made. This one I've played for a little over the last 20 years. We'll turn it this
says
way.
Pharaoh on it right here.
That's because all of the artwork that's on here,
Look at that.
we'll do that, came from images from King Tut's tomb.
Gosh, that's amazing.
And,
Promise me you won't throw it up in the air and twirl it as close as we're sitting. I've seen
no,
you do
this one
before.
doesn't get flipped.
Okay.
And this one actually, it's got pearl all over it.
Wow,
Every place
that's
you can see.
gorgeous.
And the
is
funny part
amazing.
about this one was when I was just nearly finished with it, I hadn't sprayed finish yet. I had a guy come over my shop and he looked at it and he said, Dan, he said, you know what you've forgotten? I said, no. And he said, you forgot the ankh. And so the only spot that was left, I don't know if
Was right up at the
it's
top.
right up here at the
Yeah.
top. Let's see if I can aim this right for you.
Yeah, we can see it. There we go. Isn't that amazing? Dan, you're amazing. You truly
go.
are talented. And these are all homemade or reimagined, and you've got all kinds of different instruments.
The instruments that I'll play Saturday night during the Civil War show, with the exception of this one, are all instruments that are reimaginings of instruments of the period. I'll be playing a minstrel banjo, which is a gut-strung banjo that doesn't have any frets.
Gut strung, literally.
Well, it's nylon now, but we call
Oh,
it
okay.
We-
Did you have to kill a cat?
Well, I won't. Should I admit to her about her cat? Why she can't find it?
Oh, man. So,
Okay, we've got something up right now, but there we go. Here's him playing. Is that Mr. Coffee?
That is Eddie. Yeah. Eddie's like my brother. We're real close.
He's got a good voice, like you. Does he play with you on the boat?
Yeah, this is from the Viking, Mississippi, which we.
That is amazing. So that was on the boat that you both played
That's
on.
on the boat that we're playing on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we've played really everything from steamboats. We played on the Delta Queen, the American Queen, the Bella Louisville, which I love those boats. I'm really an aficionado of steamboats.
What about the Mississippi Queen?
No, the Mississippi Queen is gone.
Oh,
She's
is it?
been gone for 15 years now.
Oh,
okay.
They scrapped her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a beautiful boat. I've been on it, but I never played on that one.
Yeah.
I've played on the Queen of the Mississippi, if that
there
counts.
you go. Well, that
and,
counts.
Now we're playing for another brand new boat that just came out this last year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, we're all going to have to find out about that. You're going to have to keep us.
Praised of it.
Yes,
That's
because
right,
we would
yes.
like to all go out there, and I think that would be really cool to be bring a lot of Parisians out there to support you and
That'd be
have a
wonderful.
good time.
It would be fun.
That would be
It would
fun.
be fun.
I will be looking forward to that. We're going to have to make
Yeah.
that happen.
We're hoping
Yes.
that they'll run the Tennessee River here one of these days.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Wouldn't
I
that
know
be nice?
that one of the other companies is running the Tennessee now.
Wow.
It's
and,
deep enough then.
How about
huh?
the
Oh, Lord,
Ohio?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't think the company I'm with is running the
Okay.
Ohio, but a lot of the companies run the Ohio. In fact, I have been on rivers from New Orleans to north of St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
I've been on the Illinois River from its mouth there near St. Louis to Peoria. I've been on the Ohio River from its mouth to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
And I've been on the Cumberland River to Nashville. I've been down almost to Chattanooga on the Tennessee River.
Okay.
So I've traveled all over.
And I have to ask this. A lot of people may know this, but I don't, so I'm just asking. Are these day cruises? Is it overnight? How does this work?
Most of these are week cruises
Week,
that we're on.
yeah.
You
Okay.
get on for a week, like you might get on, say, in New Orleans and then ride up to Memphis.
Okay.
Or you could ride from Memphis to New Orleans or whatever. It depends on
Yeah.
the tours.
Okay.
I am primarily working now in Vicksburg, Mississippi,
Okay.
where we're doing the program that we'll be doing Saturday night all the time. So
And
Oh,
did you
that's
come
awesome.
up with the program that you all are doing
yes,
Saturday night?
I wrote the program, researched the program. It's sort of like the murals and stuff. One of the things that has been so wonderful for me with this program and with the murals is that I get to research. And I
wow.
absolutely love researching.
good.
It's more fun than, I love painting. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
I know you do love
But
painting.
I love the pre-work, and I probably spend 10 hours for every 1 hour of painting researching.
That's impressive,
And I
Dan.
spend a lot of
That's why you
time.
do such a good job.
That's
yeah.
that's
thank you.
right.
That makes it
Thank you.
authentic. Yeah.
Well, it makes it what it is.
So now bring me back to the boat concept. So you're in Mississippi now. So we would
No, I'm in
drive.
Paris right now.
You know exactly what I mean. So you park your car, and then you get on the boat, and it's a week. And does it go out and then come back?
Primarily, what the way these boats work, and it's for all of the companies that are out there, is that you would book a tour wherever you're going to go, and they would have a starting date, starting place,
Right.
And you might take a train to New Orleans. Say.
Oh.
A lot of people do that. Some people
Yeah.
fly in.
Oh.
And then, from wherever you get home, you'd fly home, take a train home, drive home, whatever.
Okay. All right.
I've met people from all over the world, and some of the most fascinating people in the world I have met on these boats. In fact,
I
I even
bet.
met a knight one day.
A night,
Really?
one day.
You did?
I met a knight one day.
Is that part of the show Saturday
No,
night?
ma'am. Actually, I was on the American Eagle, and it's an American Cruise Lines boat. And on the boats, when I'm on traveling, I eat with the guests all the time. And we'll just go table to table, sit wherever.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Get
I
to
sat
know
at this, yes, it's wonderful.
It is.
That's where you meet these folks. And I sat down at this table, and this girl sitting next to me, she goes, "Is that guy over there?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "He's a knight."
He's been knighted.
I said, "Okay." I've never met a knight before. She said, "Yeah, he's a knight." It was her father.
Oh.
And during World War II, he was a radio expert. And they dumped him in France. And he spent 3 months in France trying to keep away from the Nazis.
Oh, wow.
And, keeping ahead of them. And he was just ahead of them, apparently, setting up radio contact so that when the Allies came into Normandy and all that they already had this stuff set up. And that was what he did.
Wow.
And then after the Allies landed, then he stayed in that area and did communications work. And so because of that, Charles de Gaulle knighted him.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a story to tell
And
your
I asked
grandchildren.
him if he could get Charles de Gaulle to knight me. He said, no, we
Probably
can't do
not.
that. I said, but I talked him into getting me a Kentucky colonelship and a Duke of Paducah ship.
Hey, there you go. If you buy a little plot of land in, where is it? Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have started this. Anyway, you can be a lord.
Can I
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, you can
that's
be a
right.
lord. I can't remember where.
I'm actually a Kentucky colonel.
Are you too?
A Duke of Paducah.
Both
I'm
of us
actually a
are.
Duchess.
You're a
I'm
Duchess.
a Duchess of Paducah, yes.
Well, I didn't know that. I've always wanted to meet my Duchess here.
I know. We've got the certificates to show it, don't
That's
we?
right.
Yes.
That's interesting. Well, so we wanted to talk about your upcoming artwork that's going to be in the alleys of Paris. So what can you tell us about that?
It's a secret.
Yeah, I know.
It's a secret.
I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
We are going to talk about that. Yeah, and we're going to say you heard it here first.
I'm working on the new bicentennial mural even as we speak. It doesn't look like it, but it's up here.
Not in this cold weather.
Actually, I'm working on the design for it.
Oh, okay.
The
All
design
right.
panel. I always do design panels. I kind of do it a little bit different than a lot of artists. A lot of artists sketch their ideas out. And I started off in art in 3rd grade painting.
Oh,
My folks got me a paint set and I just started painting.
Oh, my goodness.
And,
That's
so,
amazing.
Well, you should see the first one. You wouldn't think so if you saw that. But anyway, I started off painting, and so I've always painted. And even when I went to art school, even though I thoroughly enjoyed drawing and stuff like that, and I still enjoy drawing and spend a lot of time drawing, I primarily like to just put it up there, get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever just start not really knowing where you're going to go with the picture?
Mostly.
Okay, all right.
Mostly.
I love that.
Now with the murals, I have some pretty good ideas as to where I'm headed. But a lot of times, a lot of my artwork, because I'm primarily known for my fine art work as a surrealist.
Okay.
And so when I'm painting things of that nature, I'm always painting just out of a stream of consciousness kind of thing.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And that's just the way it happens. And it always is kind of funny because I always almost feel like somebody else is doing the work and I'm going, Well, how about that?
I love that.
One of my
That's
other
great.
personalities is doing that one.
Well-
My name's Sybil. You didn't know that, did you?
No, it's nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
exactly. What personality is going
Yeah.
to show up now?
Yeah, 14.
Well, one
Guess
of
what
your
you had, wasn't it?
personalities needs to play another song for us. So
Okay.
whoever shows up, we're happy to have him or her. So we'll do that, and we'll just wait and see what he's going to play. Are you playing a banjo, or are you playing a?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I?
Yeah, we would love to hear that.
Yes. Gosh.
I'll tell you what,
So beautiful.
I'll play something. Am I on this thing, Kevin? I'm ready for you.
Here he comes.
I'm ready for you if you're ready for me.
He's ready. Take it away.
This is one that I'll be playing Saturday night with all of my buddies, and this is one that several years ago I won one of my Tennessee State banjo championships with, and hopefully I'll play it well enough that you'll think I could win it again. It's a song that goes back to Scotland, back several hundred years ago when the Scots and the Irish people, or the Scots and the English people were fighting. And there were 2 Scots prisoners of war. And this is about those 2 fellows, and it's called Loch Lomond.
Thank you.
And I know that you've got another instrument there. Have you played everything? Because we know we have one more song with you, so we'd like to have you bless us with that. That was just amazing, Dan. Like you could do it in your sleep or something.
Well, you know, we talked about loving the rivers, and I honest to goodness, I love being on the rivers. And as a little boy, we lived in Sacramento, California, and the Sacramento River, there was a great riverboat there that was sunk in the river, and this song is just a little bit about that. Up in the morning, I told my mama goodbye. Out on my Schwinn, down this road I fly. Across yellow fields that are waving with grain. It's a pretty spring day, I surely hope it don't rain, because I'm off to the river, I'm on my way. A fishing pole and lunch, I'm set for the day. I'll find me a spot where nobody's been. I'll set myself down and throw my line in, because it's 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. You know it is 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. There's a gnarled oak tree, it's growing there on the bank. A rope hanging from it, I don't know who to thank. But I'll grab a hold and scream and I'll go, swinging in high and laughing in low, because the river flows wide past this place where I swim. Sometimes I'm even dressed when I go in. It's so deep, so cool, so wide. Heaven must be here, not on that other side, because it's 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. You know it is 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. Driving down that old river road, Daddy and me in the car, watching for the wreck of that old Delta King. It's not very far. Up in the morning, I told my mama goodbye. Out on my bicycle, down this road I fly. Across yellow fields that are waving with grain. It's a pretty spring day, I surely hope it don't rain, because it's 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. You know it is 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. You know it is 1963 and the fish are waiting on me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan, for being here and sharing all your talents with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I sure appreciate it.
It has been wonderful, and we've enjoyed every one of those songs.
Yes, we have.
So you'll have to do another CD at some point and share them again, you know, all these different songs. But also, Jackie Jones, thank you so much for being here.
I've enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Thank you.
This has been great.
Yes.
And I am glad you were able to be on, because you are just an impressive soul.
I agree, and it all just came together more than we realized
Yeah.
with what you all have going on.
We
Yes,
do.
I think that's
You
great.
just can't plan all that. I think God brings a lot of things together.
He does,
Yes.
all the time. And we just want to remind folks about what Dan and Jackie are up to this weekend with the bicentennial. So please, if you can make it, please make it to that and come out and be here. I think we have, it's up there. So if you can make it, that's only $10, and that is money well spent for good reason here on Saturday, February the 4th, and it's the Paris Academy of the Arts. So we hope that you will make that, and again, thank you guys for being here. And I also want to thank our volunteers who make this show a possibility every single week and have been so faithful, and we're so grateful to have you. So we just simply couldn't do what we do every week without you. And Angie, any closing thoughts?
I just encourage everybody to show up and see the bicentennial. I think that's going to be great. Saturday night at 7. And just thank everybody for watching. From the bottom of our hearts, we hope that we are bringing you some value, and we would love to know if there are some women who would like to be on here with us.
Yes.
We haven't got everything lined up for the rest of the month, so
No, not
we have
everything.
room
We
if
have
you
a
would like
couple
to come
spaces.
share. Yes.
Yes, and we just want to shout out to Janice Lynn and say we hope your goats all made it.
That's right.
And I can't even imagine being out in a freezing cold barn, bringing goats into the world tonight. But we did miss you, and we'll have you on again, and we'll make a place for that. We look forward to that so much. And with that, we'll be having a great show next week. We'll be focusing again on the women of West Tennessee and Paris.
Yes.
So please join us then. And thanks for watching today. Have a good day, Paris.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.